but I always knew that it was something that I was always going to do. And it all came down to opportunity, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't let opportunity come, pass you by. If you see something that fits you, is what you want. And when I say what you want, is referring to like the goals.
Right.
The goals you set in life and everything that you're planning. If you see an opportunity that fits that goal or that specific thing, just take it, bro.
Yo. What is going on, folks? What is going on? I'm actually extremely excited for this podcast, man. It's been a long time coming, but here we are. I hope you all are doing great, and welcome back to the Blueprint Journal. The Blueprint Journal is a podcast that aims to mainstream independent thinking, highlight individual successes and failures, and share practical knowledge to achieve your version of success. Throughout this podcast, my focus will be to document the journey through entrepreneurship rather than highlight the byproduct of achieving great success. And as you heard in the beginning, I have somebody new. I have Herson and Nunu, the barbers. Both of them are located in the DMV and they both work at Heritage Barber Co. And I gotta tell you, this podcast is very funny. We have some bloopers that we're gonna throw up on the YouTube channel. And honestly, shameless plug, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, the link will be in the show notes. I don't want to give away too much from this great conversation, but being born and raised in the DMV, Herson is the founder of Heritage Barber Co, and he also is the creator of the DC Barber Expo. Over the past several years, Herson's really been able to establish himself as a major player in the barbering industry, especially in the DMV. And because of the DC Barber Expo, he's been able to get international countries coming to his event. If that doesn't say enough about him, then hey, I'm gonna let him speak for himself. And Herson's not the only one, as I've mentioned. I have Nunu, my personal friend and barber. I've known this guy for several years now and been able to really see him work his way up from ground zero to where he's at now. And if his story doesn't say anything to you, the one thing that you should walk away with is simply this: anybody can do it. If you take a leap of faith and work really hard, you can get to anywhere in life. I just want to let you guys know that this podcast is extremely goofy. I hope you guys enjoy it, and just know that there's definitely going to be some bloopers coming out on the next video, so subscribe to the channel. See you soon. This podcast is brought to you in part by Double M Studios. Double M Studios is a creative space and recording studio located in the DMV. And no, I'm not talking the Department of Motor Vehicles. The DMV is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. More than just high quality recording and engineering, Double M Studios offers services beyond music. This includes artist marketing and development, photo and video production, and a team that's dedicated to providing you personalized assistance that complements your artistic process. The team at Double M Studios wants you to see why they aren't just a recording studio and beyond music. Go to doublemstudios.com. That's DOUBLE, the letter M, studios.com, and tell them that Zach sent you.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast, man.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I know it. No, I actually want to get into some pretty interesting stuff, but I mean, we all know how this shit goes. So if y'all could just introduce yourself.
My name is Herson Bautista, better known as Herson the Barber.
He gave his full name. You know, I've been searching the entire internet for your last name. And I was like, is it Alarco? Is it like Diaz? I was like, what is it? Like,
that's racist.
But you on one of your posts, you were literally like, this is my bro for life. So I went on his page and his last name was like Alarco or something. I was like, is that really his brother? I don't know.
You didn't tell him your middle name.
Herson Nunu Bautista. I named my son after me.
Yeah. Anyway, I go by Nunu, not Fufu, not Lulu. Nunu from ATL.
Are you first generation or?
Yeah, first generation.
Like born in the United States.
Born in the U.S. So I am first generation American. Yeah. My parents migrated here from El Salvador in the late '80s during the war. I do have. I'm the youngest of 5, so me and my older sister, we were the first generation. My older siblings, they were born over there.
Right.
But I guess during that transition between the 3rd and the 4th child, my mom decided to come over here. Yeah.
What about you too?
Yeah. So unlike him, right? I'm all first generation. Me. like half of his brothers and sisters, like kind of like I don't know.
Wait, do you have siblings?
I just got one brother.
Oh, is it? Oh, but he's younger than you, right?
One younger brother.
Yeah, the more successful brother.
Yeah,
got you.
I'm the better looking. I don't care about success. As long as I'm better looking. Yeah. So he's like 21, a few years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And so I mean, again, I was trying to search all over the internet for like a lot of stuff about you, and not much. So I definitely want to get into like a lot of your childhood and stuff. So where'd you grow up?
So I grew up. I was born in DC. Started school in DC. Then my parents moved to Silver Spring, the Wheaton area, in the mid '90s. And then pretty much grew up around the area. I moved around a lot, but still in the same area. Like I lived in White Oak, Glenmont, Aspen Hill, a little bit between there and Rockville. Yeah. And then
was this elementary?
This is middle
school. So you were in
elementary
DC.
school. I started elementary school in DC.
Okay.
Then I moved to late elementary school. I moved to Wheaton, right there by Wheaton Station. So I lived there. My father still lives there. Okay. To this day. But then we moved around with my mom a lot. We hit, like I told you, we hit White Oak. We hit Glenmont, Aspen Hill, all those areas. So we moved around a lot, and we're still in the area. So I would just say generally Silver Spring. Yeah. You know, the umbrella of all of it. So
I've been in Silver Spring, basically just majority of my childhood. I think I was in Silver Spring, and then my parents moved us to Columbia, Maryland for a little bit, but then we came right back to Silver Spring. Yeah, so basically since like first grade, grew up in Silver Spring. And been there. I mean, I've been here ever since.
Okay. So you started barbering around 15 years old, you said, right?
So 15, 16 is when I picked up. Well, I got my first pair of trimmer. I don't even know what they were at the time. I was around 15. I was cleaning out a storage in my dad's house basement. Yeah. Found some old trimmers. And he was like, yo, you can have them. And I just started fucking around with them. One of my boys wanted like a bald head, so I said, "Good." Yeah. It took like 2 hours because it was like one of those CVS trimmers.
Just to cut all of his hair off?
Just to cut all his hair off. It kept getting stuck. So like,
it's like mowing the lawn with
a pair of scissors.
Okay.
So that's when I first like sparked an interest in barbering. Then I just started doing like crazy stuff. I would see a lot of people like, especially my barber where I would go to, like they would do like designs and stuff. So I was like, it doesn't look that hard. Let me try it. Started cutting my friends. I thought I was killing it at the time, but in reality, I was like fucking their hair up.
Wait, so when did you really start taking it serious?
I would say between 18 and 21. Because when I was in high school is when I would cut like on my porch, in my mom's bathroom. Like I would have people like over here like this, trying to shave them off from behind and stuff. But I didn't really take it like serious till say like 18, 19, 20, around that time frame. Yeah. And I started seeing it professionally. Like in the shop, I started studying it like, this can actually make me money. You know what I'm saying? Why
do you feel like you started taking it serious? Because I know you started barbering around that same time too, right?
Yeah, around like 20. I think it was 20. I was 20 when I signed up for school. 2017. Yeah, I was 20. Yeah, I was 20. I'm around the same age. Yeah.
So then what, in your own words, what made you guys start taking it serious around then? Were there like external pressures? Was it just because you really wanted to follow your passion? Like, what was it?
I can speak generally when I say that it's always a spark of interest. Yeah. It's always like, yo, this is fun, this is cool, this is laid back. But then there's a process to developing into like a professional barber. Like it goes from an interest to me fucking people up, to me realizing that this can be something serious, to me actually putting it into practice, learning the craft and all that. So I would just say it's a process. If you stick to it, you'll fall in love with it.
Yeah. So that's around the time, because you said in another podcast how when you were barbering as like a side hustle, you made side money, but essentially when you really went all in 100%, that's really when you started seeing all those results.
I got hit with I started because I stuck. Well, I started to see results because I stuck to it. Yeah. But as soon as I was working at the bank at the time, and then cutting on the weekends. I was making more money on the weekends than I was doing throughout the week, which is crazy. Like I work at a bank. Yeah. You figure you making money, but I would make more money on the weekend So I decided to leave the bank. After 2 years, I was like, you know what? I could do this full time, make a lot more money. So when I left, I hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
I went broke, bro.
Yeah.
Like the first month.
What was going through your mind at that time? Because that's what I'm interested in.
Yo, so I had kids at the time. So I said, man, I fucked up.
How many?
How old was I? I was like 21. I think I had 3 at the time.
Yeah.
God damn. My bad.
Yeah, so I'm sure that probably put some fire inside your belly, if anything.
It did nothing but that. Yeah. It did nothing but that. Like, it was basically the fuel and like, yo, get up off your ass.
Yeah. But then what happened? So you said you hit rock bottom. You have 3 kids to take care of. You have yourself to take care of. You got your woman, I'm assuming, to take care of too at the time. So what was going through your mind? Like that's a lot.
It's hustling, bro. Finding out different ways to get clients in my chair.
Yeah.
Was my main goal.
How are you doing that? Because you're cute. So social media wasn't like a big thing back then, right? Right? So like,
I think it was MySpace days, bro.
MySpace, Jesus.
MySpace days.
Oh,
yeah.
For real?
Yeah. And like, I wasn't really like, I was getting a lot of like people.
Yeah.
Because I was also promoting at night.
Promoting like clubs?
Like clubs and parties. So when I would do that, I would kind of cross-reference both of my jobs and be like, look, I'm cutting hair, bro. You should come see me before you come out. So it was like, it went hand in hand because all the guys want to look good for the club.
Yeah.
And it helped me make money both ways. So it served a double purpose, the cross-marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really think that was a big like push and help for me coming up.
Yeah. And then what about you, Nunu? Like, you saying you started taking it serious at 20 years old too. And I know at that time, I mean, we knew each other then too. You were working at Zara.
We were working at Zara together.
Yeah. And
hated it.
So what made you want to like take barbering and everything serious? And actually, what made you even consider it in the first place? Were you always interested in barbering?
Nah, to be honest with you, I really wasn't. Mm-hmm. And I never in a million years thought I'd be a barber. Yeah. Let alone be here speaking to you with
right. Yeah.
It's crazy. So I got the interest sparked, and then I think the biggest thing that made me wanna at this point I had dropped out of school, right? Yeah. We're working together full time retail, like that shit was an ass. Like nobody wants to do that shit for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Consistently being told what to do, when to do it, when to take your lunch break, what hours you're working. If I want to take off, I got to put it in a folder for like 2 weeks before if I want to go anywhere. So I really hated that shit, bro. And working at Zara we worked there full time for more than like 2 years.
Yeah, almost 3.
Over time, you see the toll it takes, like the stress levels, and like you're not happy, the money's not worth it. Mm-hmm. So barbering, the interest sparked when through one of my other barber friends. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing for me was the freedom. Yeah. Definitely the freedom. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to set my own times. I wanted to cut on my days, like take off when I want to. Yeah. And ultimately it's nice. Like it's not. I can't take off when I want to now. Yeah. This bitch. Like yeah, but that was the main thing for me. The main thing was freedom and being my own boss. Those 2 things, like I will never ever give up. Ever.
So what about barbering specifically made you choose? Like, because there's other things you could have done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm not really an artistic person.
Yeah. Take off them dumbass books.
No, it makes me look studious. Do y'all like it? Yes or no?
God,
put in the comments.
Comment below if y'all like it or not. I guess because I always like haircuts, bro. Like like nice haircuts, like fades and like that shit. Always kind of. I feel like in every man's life and every young man's life, at one point, all of us have gone onto YouTube and we've been like, yo, how to do a fade hair. Yeah. And every dude has been like, yo, that's just easy, dog. And they've tried it, fucked themselves up. Or I feel like every man in general just has like some type of interest towards men's grooming.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess it was more. And like as I started to, like get better and better and better at it, my interest kept going. Like I was like, yo, like I want to be able to try more. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to try that. Mm-hmm. So over time, like the interest became kind of like I want to be like really great at this because I love doing it. Yeah. So that's when I was all in, bro.
And then how did you guys meet?
He would actually go to the shop, like the old shop. Shout out to Fresh Face. He would actually go there and get a cut. Occasionally.
But my boy AJ, appreciate you.
So occasionally he would go there, but then when we officially like connected was at Zara.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. See, this is a place where Zara was a good thing. It was a bad thing, but it was a good thing.
Yeah.
So I would buy my underwear from Zara. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Specifically.
Exactly.
For real. And he would help me try it on. Yeah. So he was like my go-to, concierge at Zara. So he was like, hey, while helping me, he's like, yo, I know you.
Well, that's not exactly how it happens. So he was trying to steal underwear and try it on.
I feel like I can believe that.
The ones that say like you cannot return after this packaging is open. Like he went to open that shit and tried it on to return it in the fitting room.
He caught me with 4 underwears on at the same time.
I feel like I can believe that more.
It was embarrassing, but I mean, I saw him shopping one day with like 3 of his kids, like his whole family and shit. I just went up to him, dog. I'm gonna be straight up. Like, this was around the time I had just switched to part-time. Yeah. From full-time to part-time.
Gotcha.
And then I had just signed up for barber school.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
So I think like Buddha had like a vision for me or something. So, and Herson kind of looked like Buddha, so that's why it works out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No.
So wait, did you guys know each other prior to that, or did you know him prior to that?
Because I would go get cut by AJ at Fresh Face.
And I would catch him looking at me like if I was cute.
I really wouldn't, but because their chairs are right next to each other. Yeah. So I guess he knew my face, and Herson would always say dumbass shit. So I would always be like, yo, that man's stupid, dog. But yeah, man, I guess we always kind of knew each other prior to the Zara encounter.
Did you guys keep in touch like while you were in school? Because I'm interested in knowing that transition between when you were working at Fresh Face and then he was making his transition through school and then he started working with you. So like, how did that whole dynamic work?
So as he came up to me, he was like, hey, Herson. He was like,
this may or may not be true, just so y'all know. All right, go ahead.
He's like, yo, I think you're really cute.
All right.
Can I have your number? And I'm like, yeah, bro.
I didn't ask for his number.
I hit me past 12 because I got a girl. And he was like, fine. And so, all right, scratch that. No, he was like, yo, you think you can like teach me a couple things in the bedroom?
No, boy.
No, all right, scratch all that. No, he was like, on a serious note, he was like, yo, you think you can teach me a couple things about barbering, this is that, kind of take me under your wing? I was like, yeah, bro. Like, of course, man, that's what I do. Like, I love to like pass the craft on or anything that I've learned throughout my years in the industry. I everyone around me like absorbs it. Mm-hmm. I'm just like I don't say I'm like a sponge, but they're like a sponge. Yeah. And the knowledge I just share, like, it's
man, compare yourself to SpongeBob. You more like Patrick.
Boy, you more like Squidward. Yo, Sandy Cheeks. So we stayed connected throughout that whole time. He would come to the shop and kind of like observe, like just kind of like watch and learn.
This is at Fresh Face.
I
would sweep. I would go get food.
You were actually like helping there?
I mean, no, like being there, just standing. Everyone was cutting and working, so there would always be like hair on the floor or some shit. Fuck it, I'd go sweep. Yeah. Sometimes I would grab them food. Mm-hmm. If when I had my car, my license was still suspended around that time. Sometimes I can't remember. But yeah, man.
DK son.
Basically, yeah, I just went up to him. I was like, yo, like, I was literally just like, yo, like, oh my God, can I have your autograph? He was like, nah. So I don't do that. Yeah. Then, okay, sorry.
Then when you decided to start opening your own shop, like what made you want to do that?
I've always been a go-getter, I guess you could say. I've always been about like putting a twist on my things, and like just kind of doing things my way. Yeah. So I just needed a place where I could do that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, every barber's dream is to open up a shop one day. Yeah. But not that many barbers can actually say or do that. Right. It takes a lot to. So, shout out to all the business owners, all the shop owners, because it's definitely not an easy thing. Yeah. Especially like from the ground up. Yeah. It's a big I'm gonna say project and a big task for you to take on. But I always knew that it was something that I was always gonna do. And it all came down to opportunity, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't let opportunity come, pass you by. If you see something that fits you, is what you want. And when I say what you want, is referring to like the goals. Right. The goals you set in life and everything that you're planning. If you see an opportunity that fits that goal or that specific thing, just take it, bro. And
how long were you looking for a spot? How long did it take for you to finally actually get that?
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
About a year and a half. And it was going to see one spot, something being wrong with it, not enough space, not enough parking, or it was out of the way, it's not in the area I wanted it. So I saw, I guess throughout the year, and like about a year and a half, well, I searched for about a year. And about that year, I probably saw a good 8 to 10 properties. Yeah. That I wanted, like that I was interested in. And I would look them up. I'll stay up at night looking them up, like, how does this one work? How does this one work? This can work or this might not work. Yeah. And I wanted something industrial. I was so picky with what I wanted. I wanted something industrial, something rustic. Yeah. That it could just be like,
you can twist on.
I could twist on whatever I want in there and stuff like that. But due to coding and certain limitations in certain areas, I ended up not being able to get like a garage or something like a warehouse type of space. Yeah. But coming out of one of the locations I was looking at that didn't work out, I ran into the location we have now. Yeah. So I saw it, met up with my realtor, told him I wanted to see it, and it was a doctor's office, like completely, like boarded out with like rooms, wallpaper everywhere. It was just like old, it was outdated. But I told myself, like, yo, this is it.
Yeah. And before we get into that, you guys were still keeping in touch throughout this whole time, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I always kept tabs on Nunu. He was working in another shop.
Kept tabs.
But kept tabs in a good way.
What do you, my dad?
Kept tabs in a good way. Like, hey, are you home? You know what I'm saying? Have you ate? And stuff like that. You know really are you in bed? You know what I'm saying? Here, let me
that one was a little
questionable. Around that time, while you were looking for the shop, I know you were working at a different shop.
Yeah, I was at Fino's barbershop. Shout out to Fino's. Shout out to everybody at Fino's. I love y'all, my brothers. Yeah. That was my first official shop. And so Herson, since the day that we had talked at Zara, since that day, I was in barber school. It transitioned from like me going to barber school in the morning to like, as soon as I was done with barber school, I would either go home to cut hair in my basement, or I would go to Fresh Fades, and I would I would just watch like all day till he was done. And then it went from that, cutting in my basement, barber school, finished barber school. I was growing out of my basement. I went to Fino's, so that was my first.
Your clientele.
That was my first shop. Yeah, so it was my first kind of like a
barber atmosphere.
Kind of like my first view of what it's like, out like what it's really like out there. So everybody there was great. Everybody was real supportive. Like everyone was very like brotherly. The barber love is crazy, bro. Yeah. Like it's really crazy. But throughout this whole time, like me and Herson, we've always been in touch. Yeah. I would still go to Fresh Fades occasionally. I would get cut by Herson, or I would just swing over there whenever there was like a class. We took trips. LA, New York. Yeah, we'll tell y'all about those stories some other time. But yeah, man, we've always kept in touch. Yeah, up until where we are now.
Yeah. And Herson, so what about Nunu made you want to like really take him under your wing and mentor him in so many words?
I was cute. That's it.
He gets it, bro.
Yeah,
he gets it. When I say he gets it, like I don't mean like
he has like that. Oh,
I get it.
He has that drive. Like, you can't teach certain shit to certain people. Right. And when I say that is, you can't teach somebody to be ambitious, somebody have that drive, dedication, somebody have that work ethic. Yeah. Like I can't say, I'm going to teach you to be me if you don't have that. Right. You feel me? You have to want it for yourself. And as much credit as anybody can take for somebody else's success, you really can't.
Right.
Because
they kind of just have it inside them.
Exactly. You have it inside you. Like I tell my guys, and a lot of people have come up to me or asked me to mentor them or like teach them how to cut hair. And at the end of the day, I was like, yo, I can teach you how to cut hair. Easy. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But are you going to make this a career? Like, are you going to go all the way with this shit?
Yeah.
Like, will you not waste my time?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, I have about 13, 14 years in the game right now.
Right.
So if I'm going to pour everything into you and you're not going to take it serious, that's a spit in my face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
But with Nunu, like, going back to the question, is this motherfucker, he gets it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's with or without me. Like, I don't necessarily have to be there, like, of his ass, be like, yo, go to work, or yo, do this, do that. Like, he takes it upon himself to go get it and think outside the box, too.
Yeah.
So he's a creative soul within himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think, like, he's got that credit yet. But,
right. What do you think makes you two so different than other barbers who are trying to be barbers, that say they want to be barbers, but they aren't willing to go that distance to really make it their life, you know, their lifestyle, really make it their brand?
Yeah. I don't know. I think for Herson, it's definitely the way he was like, or the situation that he was in, or if you want to call it a situation, when like, at his age, like he was under a huge amount of pressure.
Right. And
sometimes pressure that makes you.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're comfortable and you have nothing, you don't have bills, you don't have any, like, you know, like responsibilities, like, you kind of just coast.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't really, that drive doesn't come out of you. You don't really go for it. I want to say for Herson, I think that's, right? You would say that's kind of what sets you from others. I mean, but I don't know, bro. Like, some things, like, I just feel like some people got it and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I'm not trying to speak up, like, me and Herson as, like, yo, we're up here, y'all are down here. Like, it's just, sometimes you either have it or you don't.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. I don't think that's something that can be taught, or it's just some people just, yeah, man.
How much would you guys say, like, mindset and, like, even, like, mental health plays a role in what you do as barbers?
Gotta be focused, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's a foundation. It's one of the foundations. You've gotta be mindset. Your mindset always has to be, yo, I'm gonna go get this. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna kill it. Even if I fuck up, I'm gonna remain positive, and then I'm gonna try it again, and I'm gonna keep getting it till I get it right. I'm gonna go introduce myself to people. I'm gonna go, and that's how you gotta be, bro.
Yeah.
Mindset's huge.
It ties back to SpongeBob. You know, in the mornings, he'd be like, nah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, bro.
Like, on a serious note.
As funny as that is, like, on a serious note, like, that kind of, I guess, molded that generation. Because the younger generation, bro, like, it's crazy. Like, a lot of them are getting it. Like, they're motivated, bro. Like, half of the guys in my shop are young.
Yeah.
21 to 24 to 25.
Yeah.
And
Pablo, Snip.
they get it, bro. I'm talking about, like, they get it, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we're off there.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, like Juan, Gordon, we're all, you know.
Yeah, bro. Like, half the shop is young as well, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, like, under 30.
Yeah.
Like, under 30. I'm probably the second oldest guy in the shop.
Yeah.
I'm at 30.
Yeah.
So, that, tying back to the mindset, like, you gotta have the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Cutting hair and talking shit at the shop.
Yeah.
That's everyday things. Those are things you do with muscle memory.
Right.
You feel me? What you really have to work on is your mindset, your desire every day. Because you get burned out in this game, bro. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cutting hair every day, repetitively.
Yeah.
Just like any other profession, like, you get tired and you get worn out. So we call it a burnout in our industry. Like, you get burned out. But the key is how to respond to a burnout.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, you got to be ready to feel that burnout so you can bring that motivation and slap that shit out.
So what do you guys do to kind of avoid that or delay that burnout?
It's sacrifice, bro. Like, we, as much as I hate to do it, like, sacrifice. Like, my family would be attest to it. Like, my girl, my kids would be attest to it. And when I say sacrifice, is traveling, going to shows, getting the education, the further education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a master barber, but I'm still educating myself in this game. Like, it's an ongoing thing. New trends, new techniques. And I'm not just talking about skills. I'm talking about new marketing techniques.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? New content creating, like
branding,
like branding, like methods and stuff like that. So like you always continuing learning, and that's the mistake a lot of people think or make about our profession, is that they think it's just cutting hair.
Right.
Yeah.
In reality,
it's so much shit that goes into this shit, bro.
In reality, it's so much, bro. And Nunu can attest to it. It's crazy how much we put into like a single thing.
Yeah, bro. And because people just see a haircut. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how many hours it took to perfect the technique we're doing, to actually find a technique that works for us, our products, our tools, like, no, it's a lot.
The camera that goes behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The social media, studying the algorithms and all that stuff.
Like, it's a lot of shit.
And that's actually something I wanted to touch into a little bit as well. Being that you came up pretty much before all the social media as we know it, and then you're coming up with social media, what would you say like that kind of transition was in terms of marketing and branding for you, and how has that really helped you grow as a barber?
I feel like I got in the game like during a really good time when barbering was like really starting to take off, because I feel like the barber industry is like, honestly, I want to say it's out there, bro. It's pretty huge. Like, I think I got into the game at like a really good time when Instagram was just starting to like kind of become like a business tool. Yeah. And like a lot of like businesses are starting to use Instagram as their main platform. So for me, I feel like I was riding like the wave. Like, it was already coming. I was just like, fuck it. Yeah. So for me, I felt it was a little easier for me to pick up on things like that and stuff of that nature. For Herson, I don't know, because he was doing this before that. So it is a lot harder. Yeah. Like, way harder. Because everything's on your phone, bro. Social media, tap of a button. Like, you're connected to like 6, 10, whatever, 12 different people.
Easily.
And it's way harder, especially, and you know, I'm still pretty young, so I know barbers 10, 15 years, 20 years older than me that have been doing this for way longer than me, and have had to adapt to social media branding. Yeah. And all that stuff into what we've been doing for so many years. Right. So it's really, I don't want to say complicated, but it's really an additional job to keep up with all of that. So you got to keep up with the new, you know what I'm saying? Now you got TikTok now. Yeah. Like, you didn't have TikTok. Bro, you guys last year, bro, like, I cannot grasp TikTok. Yeah. Like, it's so crazy. Like, but it's such a good platform. Right. Because the algorithm for TikTok, everyone sees your shit. Yeah. So the exposure is 10 times better than Instagram. Mm-hmm. So, but that's stuff that we learn. Right. I couldn't have told you that if I just had the app. So, but it's really like a second job, because you got to go home, study, all that branding and, you know, stuff like that. So
I agree. And ever since you guys have been barbering, what would you say your biggest failure was as a barber?
Now, failure as in like the worst haircut, or failure as in like...
Well, we'll talk about the worst haircut, but like the biggest failure you've had and what you learned from it, the biggest lesson out of that.
Oh, I think I know mine.
Go ahead, because
go ahead.
I'm still thinking.
All right, so it's not like the biggest failure in terms of like, oh my God, like I want to quit this shit. I never want to do this shit again. But more so the opposite. Mm-hmm. So it kind of like propelled me even further into. It was I think it was like my first competition, or the first time I ever tried to compete in a barber battle. So it was at the DC Expo, the DC Barber Expo. I competed in. I've only competed twice before. Mm-hmm. So DC Barber Expo 2017 and DC Barber Expo 2018.
And that's what Herson.
Yeah, and Herson, founder,
just in case people don't know that.
CEO. Yeah, DC Barber Expo. Yeah, the big homie right here. Yeah, so that was my 2017 was my first. That was my first year in barbering. Yeah. And so I did one of the competitions. I did it was the fastest fade. It's a 15-minute category. Yeah. So it's 15 minutes, fastest fade. Let's see who gets like the best haircut. That's how you know the judges are. It was the best haircut in the smallest time frame. Yeah. So long story short, I lost, bro. Like I don't even think I finished the cut. Mm-hmm. You know, I had I had a game plan in mind. I went in with what I was gonna do, and it didn't work out. Yeah. Like, I went in with my trimmers. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this. Boom. Trimmer got caught in the hair. I was like, fuck. Now I gotta switch up. Lost time. Did one side. Left a lot of lines in the haircut. I didn't even get to do the shape up, bro. So, I mean, no, it humbled me, bro. Like, I was like, man, fuck. Like, if I really want to be great at this, like, I gotta go even harder. So I want to say that was my biggest failure.
And what did you learn from that?
Oh, man, I learned, like, it's okay to take an L. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what everybody takes an L. You know what I'm saying? It's how you respond. Yeah. You know, it's either you let that shit, like, consume you, or you like, I mean, don't be a bitch about it, and you gotta just have the balls, dog. Like,
yeah. What about you, Herson? What would you say your biggest failure was?
I don't know, bro. Like what Nunu says, it pretty much applies to like everything. Because even though we take L's, like tying back to those competitions, like I competed a lot. Even though we take those L's, you know, tying back to the mindset. Yeah, you gotta have the mindset like, nah, fuck that. I'm going hard next time. Yeah, or I ain't gonna do this next time, so I can do this. Mm-hmm. So even though they're L's or I guess a loss, you could say, not a loss, but like a failure. Mm-hmm. It's still like a stepping stone or like a push per se for your career. And not just competitions, but like a haircut at the shop per se. Like, mm-hmm. Say you fucked it up. Say you fuck up a haircut. You see it, and they be like, you know what? I'm gonna change that up next time. I'm gonna do it better next time. You know, so it's small things that kind of like push you, elevate you to be better.
And how would you guys say 2020 was for you as barbers? Because I know the barber industry, beauty, salon, all that was hit really hard. So how were you guys able to navigate through that? Because I'm sure there was a lot of lessons in that in itself.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, like, first of all, no one is going to see a pandemic coming. Like, I feel like, everybody was kind of blindsided. I don't really think, like, anybody's seen this shit coming, that we would be out of work for like 2 weeks. Yeah. Oh, no, my bad. 2 months, my fault. Yeah, 2 months. I'm sure. Yeah, man, I guess it taught me to, for one, you got to be prepared at all times. You don't know what the fuck about to happen. But for us, I feel like it affected, obviously, we were out of work for like 2 months. Mm-hmm. It's important to have, like, backup. Like, it's important to have your savings in check. Like, it's important to reach out to, like, unemployment benefits, like, get your money if you need to, assistance from the government, whatever the case may be. But in terms of, like, overall, we made T-shirts. Right. During the time where we couldn't cut, mm-hmm. we found other ways to like
keep funding.
To make some type of income. So,
I mean, I'm sure that gave you guys a little bit of a break, like, mentally from,
Oh, hell yeah, getting out the house and seeing people. Yeah, bro. Like, oh.
And then that shop owner, how about you? Like, how did that really affect you? Because at that time, how many employees did you have when that first really happened?
It was 8, right?
Yeah, I think we had a full team.
Yeah. So how did that really affect you?
It really fucked us up. I say that shit with a capital F, bro.
Yeah, capital F.
Especially me. So, like Nunu said, the first 2 months when we shut down back late March, we were out up until like about mid-May. But me, dude, I can't stay still. So, and Nunu talked about the shirts. That's when I decided, like, yo, guys, let's do this. Mm-hmm. Let's put some money in our pockets. I know everyone's hurting. At that time, all the programs, like the government aid, wasn't really rolling at the time. So, we had to figure it out for ourselves. Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of barbers nationwide had to as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, worldwide. Yeah,
I'm sure. For sure, bro. So luckily, we had an option that we could do that. So that helped us out a lot. But then again, on my end as a business owner, being shut down, we're looking at loss of income, looking at not being able to pay the rent. Yeah. You can't even grow a business during that time. Yeah. Like we've been in construction for like over a year. Mm-hmm. And COVID had a lot to do with like the delays and stuff like that. So we couldn't really complete the business as a whole. because of everything that went on in 2020, all the money laws and all the delays and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go broke for 2 months. Yeah. There's money that's for this. Yeah. You need to feed your family. Exactly. So, you know, stuff like that went down. And that happened with a lot of the barbers. Like, not just me. Like, I had a business to fall back on, you know, use it as a cushion for the aid when it rolled in. Right. But a lot of my guys didn't. You know, for example, the all the subcontractors that are under me, like, they had to figure out for themselves too. So yeah. But yeah, bro, 2020 kicked our ass. I was out for basically a quarter.
Right, because you caught COVID, right?
So I caught COVID in July, bro. Caught the Rona. Rona fucked me up, bro. Yeah. I was out for a month. So I was out for the 2 months back in like spring, and then summer I was out for another month. And
he was still talking shit. On his damn near deathbed.
I had to talk my shit,
bro. He was still talking shit.
But like, when that was going on, who was running the shop?
Believe it or not, I leaned on Nunu a lot. Yeah. He held it down, bro. He held it down. But everybody did their part. You know, everybody did their part. Yeah, everybody definitely, like, you know what I'm saying, helped out. And it sucks, bro, because, like, as an owner, as a leader, like, you're expected to be there and you're expected to, like, push the team and stuff like that. But during that time, bro, like, I didn't want shit to do with nobody, bro. Yeah. I just wanted to get better, so.
You couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't really do anything, but
weren't people still hitting you up for like, yo, when you gonna be good? I need a cut.
Yeah, I mean, the head of operations here at the studio, Markel, he's one of your clients. Yeah, and he was telling me he couldn't even get cut either. Got my face, bro. I'm trying to get better, bro. I was telling him to go to Nunu. I don't know what he did. I might have to ask him, but yeah. And how did that make you feel throughout all of that? Like, knowing that you had a little bit more responsibility now, along with the other team members, but just specifically you knowing that was kind of more pressure on you.
I feel like at the time, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I kind of just, all right, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Sometimes I have my days at the shop. Yeah. I don't want to do shit. Like, I don't clean, like, my station. Everybody's kind of guilty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody has days where you don't want to really show up.
Yeah. But when it comes down to it, I want to say, like, I am, like, fairly, like, I take it upon myself. If something has to be done, like, you know, I'll do it. Yeah. Around this time, you know, everybody played their part, bro. Like, everybody, you know, did their thing. One person I want to say, like, really helped out was Gordo. Gordo was hired around this time, and obviously he wasn't there because Herson was out. But Gordo, man, he is a team player, bro. Yeah. Like, he was... Bro, like, he'll do what he has to do in the shop, like, in terms of him and his clients, his cuts, his appointments. And then when it comes to, like, taking care of the shop, something he always tells me is, like, I treat the shop as if it's my own. Right. So, you know, he'll take it upon himself also. He's another person that, you know, I respect for doing that. He'll do laundry. He'll just do whatever needs to be done, bro, without asking to.
So that culture that you guys have in the studio, I mean, if you guys haven't been to Heritage Barber Co, it's a completely different experience.
Come fuck with us.
Like, legitimately.
You playing yourself.
You guys will see in the bloopers and everything, and you see how they interact with each other. Like, they're very jokey. You know what I mean? Very jokey. But that's really, like, the environment there. But at the same time, like, you guys can get serious. You know, you guys can actually handle business. Like, right now, for example. But, like, what would you guys say, like, cultivates that culture inside the shop? Why do you feel like, why do you think people really start thinking of the business as their own, even though it's not theirs? Like, what gives them that
like, push? They feel like they're, what do you mean?
Like in terms of the employees or
exactly, the employees. Like, how do you guys cultivate that type of culture inside there?
It's not so much of incorporating, but we just treat each other like family. Yeah. Like, if you get mad at me, I'm gonna holler at you in 5 minutes when you're not mad no more. Right. Type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, we say things to each other, but we always bounce back. We always
fucked up things, like, if I may add.
Like, respect, like, basically.
Oh, no. There's no respect. There's no respect in the shop.
No respect.
There's no respect in the shop. But, no, like, we keep a family vibe, bro, no matter what. And it's more of a brotherhood. You know, everybody says that. It's, we're brotherhood, you know, but I can truly say, like, these motherfuckers are my brothers.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll be there for each other no matter what. And that vibe, that relationship itself, like sets the tone for everything else.
Yeah.
For our customers, for like new people that come in and they're like, what?
We kind of keep each other all like in check in some type of way. Like if we see somebody slacking, like we don't really hesitate to call out. We'll be like, boy, like what you doing? Like, we'll call them out. And then when it comes to like taking care of shit in the shop, we all keep each other accountable.
Yeah.
Basically, we all hold each other down. So
yeah. Well, we got to wrap this up pretty soon, but before we do that, I just want to ask you guys, like, what would you say you're most proud of accomplishing in your life so far?
Damn, I gotta think about this one for a second. I want to say, I would probably have like 2, but I don't think it'd be like major moments. I feel like it'd just be something like over time. I want to like individually, and then I want to say like as a team.
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to say one of the best decisions I made in my life, not even just like in my work, in my career, in my field of work, was joining the team, like joining Heritage.
Yeah. And why is that?
Because, I mean, this is just something that can't be like, I don't know, bro. It's something I can't explain. Like coming into work every day, seeing the same motherfuckers all the time, thinking, oh man, I hate these motherfuckers. Like, I gotta see them again. But it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something. It's just like undescribable, bro. I don't know. It's just family, bro. We're family. It's like coming to work. It's like you're not even working.
Yeah.
We come like we come like we talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes cutting hair is like the side job.
Yeah.
Like we it's kind of like a motor function. We'll just cut, and we more focused on talking shit to each other.
Right.
Like everybody
muscle memory
talking shit to each other. Yeah. So I want to say my proudest moment collectively is joining the team, and every day it kind of what's the fucking word called? I don't even know the word. All right, but every day it reminds me that like, yeah, I made the right decision.
Right.
Growing with the team every day, seeing my peers get better, like dog, or like seeing that they're helping each other out, or something or like my peers helping me, like like that shit right there. Yeah, bro, that shit just is great. And then I want to say like in terms of individual, just I'm just happy to be where I'm at now. With every like my whatever skill level I'm at now, the level of like confidence and haircuts, or the amount of clientele, the amount like all my clients that I bonded with, or that we're cool with, like I'm cool with now, like that's got to be it for me. So I guess like just where I'm at now is my proudest.
How about you, Herson?
So in terms of career-wise, definitely, I agree with Nunu. Definitely, it is for me as the leader and as the owners, is building the right team.
Yeah,
building that right team and the right atmosphere. Not just selecting the people, but selecting the type of environment that we're going to be in. I feel like I have good vision.
Yeah.
When it comes to like planning and executing and stuff like that, like I feel like my vision and what I want to do, what I want to make happen, really works in my favor when it comes for me to execute it and put it into play. So I would say career-wise is having that discipline to do so, and building that. So that's my biggest thing for that career-wise. Personal, it's kind of self-centered, but I would say becoming the man that I am in terms of kind of like developing, I guess.
Yeah.
In terms of having certain characteristics or certain traits. Everything in my life that I had to overcome.
Yeah.
All took little bits and pieces and put it in my backbone. So that shit's like indestructible.
Yeah. So
I definitely say for me, and that applies to everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that I overcome, because it helps me be a leader to the guys, but it also helps me be a leader at home.
Yeah.
For my family.
That's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? My girl and the kids. Like, because at the end of the day, I deal with the employees, then I go home and deal with my kids and their development.
Exactly.
So, I gotta be that fortitude on both ends.
Solid, yeah.
So definitely I would say, how life and how God has chosen to build me has been one of my personal my biggest accomplishment.
Yeah, we didn't really get too into the development stuff, but I definitely plan on having them back on the podcast, you guys. Thank you all for
motherfuckers
really
don't come late, an hour late.
But so we're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you guys for coming through. Seriously,
of course, man. Anytime. We're happy to get it.
All right, y'all. We'll see you guys on the next one.
We gonna catch y'all next time. Peace.
And we meet again at the end of another podcast. Now, if you guys want to let Herson and Nunu know that you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to shoot them a DM and follow at Herson the Barber. That's Herson the Barber. And also at Nunu the Barber. That's NUNU.the.barber on Instagram. Let them know that you enjoyed this podcast. But anyways, that's it for me this time. Feel free to share this podcast with anybody. Write a review. Whatever you want to do. Follow us on IG at The Blueprint Journal. Follow us on Twitter at Blueprint Tweets. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.